in some weird psychological way. Like, it's close to the price of the new one. You might as well just get the new one, you know?
Welcome, everybody, back to the Evocative Gamers Podcast. We got Danny and myself. And we're going to be talking about Nintendo raising prices. Xbox Rally has the mobile finally has the Asus the Microsoft thing finally has a price leak in air quotes. We'll talk about the new Fortnite, the new Battlefield, and why Activision is like the worst company on earth. I've been doing a lot of research on Activision related stuff, Danny, and I just wanted to get off my chest. Anyways, if you're new here and you haven't hit the subscribe button, make sure you hit that subscribe button, drop a like if you get value out of this podcast. And Danny, good to see you.
What's up?
All right, let's jump into the juiciness of Nintendo. I don't know who the heck is running Nintendo, but they don't either somebody doesn't understand its economies of scale, or the economy is in a really bad shape that nobody understands what the heck's going on. But who the heck raises the price of the last generation consoles?
They did that? That's funny. I didn't know.
They did that. They raised basically the price of everything except Switch 2.
So everything else went up: OLED, original Switch, light,
Joy-Cons, original Joy-Cons, all of it. But do you know what economies of scales mean?
Yeah, that it should go
down because you've manufactured so much, right? Over time, you get efficient with your design. Over time, you just bulk order so many parts, right? And the Nintendo Switch is what? The greatest selling console of all time. They didn't order 10 little microcontrollers for this thing, right? They ordered hundreds of millions of them.
What if it's like a Pokemon card? They only made a limited amount and they're running out.
But still, it's economies of scale. Every game manufacturer to date, except for Microsoft and Nintendo, over time, you iterate on your design, which let's just call it for what it is, Danny. But the Nintendo Switch 2 is just it's a better version of the Switch, but it's nothing revolutionary.
No.
Right? So they're taking out all the R&D that they did for the original Switch, it just carried over. They did not reinvent the wheel with Switch 2. They did not spend billions of dollars in R&D on how to make a truly next generation, completely revamped system. This is just everything from Switch, order more parts, and change out the chip.
Yeah.
But they swapped out like one or two pieces.
And they gave me a worse screen, apparently.
Apparently, right? They went down, they downgraded. So Nintendo first, I just don't understand how Nintendo, like, they are banking so much on brand recognition to like cash, like milk that cash.
But we all know that brand recognition has made the Switch 2 the fastest selling console of all time. So it's working.
It's working. That's the part that sucks. And I think that's where I think as a society, we see this everywhere. And you know how I do my Jura stuff?
Yeah.
In the world of Jura, like all the prices of everything's going up. And the makers of Jura have announced this tiered pricing where now you can buy different subscription bundles depending on what kind of features you want. Right. And I'm like, guys, if everybody stopped spending their money, then these things wouldn't go up. They go up because people give them money and there's money to be made.
You vote with your wallets.
Yeah. So if you don't want to pay more for the Switch 2 and or old Switch from 8 years ago, don't buy an old Switch. Show Nintendo that if you're going to raise the price, which is the anti-pattern, right? Historically, every company 3 to 5 years after a console's release, you either drop the price, or you come out with a new model, a light model, at a lower price.
But what if their goal is to make people stop buying the old one and get the new one? In some weird psychological way, like, it's close to the price of the new one, you might as well just get the new one, you know?
I don't know, because we've seen, again, history. The good thing about all this is we have historical data to make, we have facts and data to make decisions. And you look at Apple, right? Apple has an iPhone for almost every price point. Or at least they did. Yeah. Right? And so they go up by increments of 100, but they would start off at 400 and then make their way all the way up to $2,500 in buckets of $100, right? And I think Nintendo here, it's an anti-pattern. It's not customary, right? It's customary to drop the price of the Switch. It should have gone down to like $200 to drive way more adoption, because now any gamer that couldn't have afforded it at $300 now have the option to be at the $200 range. You have the OLED, should have been like $250, and then you would have had like a $350 and then a $450. You know, like a ladder.
Like a tier list, yeah.
Yeah, but Nintendo's just like, screw it, we're just gonna raise the prices by $100.
We'll see what happens. I have a feeling they're doing it on purpose. So
no, they're definitely doing it on purpose, but just like between Microsoft. So, and they didn't come out and say it up front, saying that it was terrorist related or not, right? But even if it was terrorist related, it still violates the rules of economies of scale. The Nintendo Switch came out in 2017. That was 8 years ago. There's no way in hell it's costing them the same price to make the Nintendo Switch today, unless each Switch was like $1,000 device and they were drastically subsidizing it for all these years. But that would have been shown in their reports of them bleeding money.
Yeah, but it was also a fast-selling Switch, so it sold a lot. Maybe they made money off the software.
No, I know they did, but again, 8 years later, Danny, those chips cost pennies.
Those chips are like not even in phones because they're so bad.
I was listening to Jensen Huang, the CEO of NVIDIA, and they asked him like, "Hey, how do you determine who gets your GPUs right now? Right? Like, Microsoft wants them, Google wants them, Facebook wants them. Everybody wants a NVIDIA GPU for their AI, to power their AI, right?"
Yeah.
And Jensen's like, "Well, I got $5 billion that I wrote off of these chips that nobody wants. So if anybody wants them, just let me know." So like, companies literally give away old chips. Like, they don't want that inventory. They've already written them off in their tax, from a tax perspective.
Yeah.
So all these old Nintendo chips that they overproduce, Nintendo has them. They're cheap. So they're almost as bad as I was at Chick-fil-A this weekend, and I bought mac and cheese for $10. That's a markup. It costs you 50 cents to make mac and cheese.
I think it's like more expensive to eat fast food now than it is at any point in our lives.
It is so bad. We spent $60 at Chick-fil-A on Friday. We got 3 chicken sandwiches, 1 bowl of mac and cheese, 2 fries, and 2 shakes for $60, right? I go to Disneyland and eat on less. That's saying something.
You think that's the price of the wages going up and they're trying to make their money?
But Disneyland, I spend less. It is cheaper for me to go eat at the park than it is for me to go to McDonald's across the street.
Yeah, I know that, but Disneyland has all these other avenues of money. But like fast food.
Danny, go back to when we were kids. How many times did we go to McDonald's across the street because we couldn't afford to buy the food in the park?
Well, that's what I'm saying. So now the food outside, right? Not Disneyland, McDonald's, having to pay much more money for their workers. Do you think that's what's driving it up? Because Disneyland doesn't have to do any of that. They're making money with freaking anything else.
Yeah. I don't know. All I can tell you is that it just blows my mind that I can go to the theme park and eat cheaper than I can go literally across the street from my house and get something there.
I just had my sister give me the free coupons for free food. Awesome.
But anyways, again, going back to this whole story of Nintendo raising those prices, it just doesn't make any sense. Economically, doesn't make any sense. Strategically, doesn't make any sense.
Unless there's some weird plan to drive more people towards the Switch too. Some weird backwards plan that they hatched.
But Danny, a gamer today,
I did not say it was a good plan. I said it was a weird plan.
But look, a gamer, right?
Yeah.
That was gonna buy a Nintendo console which is now $400 for the OLED, right? It went up $50. You spend $450 and you get the Switch.
That's what I'm saying.
But hold up. But that person, that individual, right? The number of units that Switch is sold, nobody is in the market to buy a Switch.
No, they're done.
So to raise I would have, again, every manufacturer drops the price to get them into the ecosystem. But I guess they don't care for the ecosystem. They just want.
That's what I'm saying. What if they just don't care anymore and they want everyone to go towards the Switch too? They're going to lose here.
Then you do what Apple did, and you just pulled last year's model off the shelves. Then your only option is the $450 option. Have you seen the story with the watermelons and the eggs?
No.
There's these dudes that are like selling at this little store, right? One selling them for $10 and one sells them for $15. So the $15 dude can't make he just can't make any sense because the $10 dude is underselling him, right?
Yeah.
So he's like, you know what? He goes and buys the 40 or 50 watermelons from the $10 dude, right? And he gets so actually I gotta back up. So the prices were the same, 15. One of them drops it by $5, right? So the guy's like, great, I can't compete because now everybody's buying the $10 one. So what he does is he turns around and buys his whole inventory. So he spends $50 or whatever, buys all his watermelons, and the guy's got $50. He's happy, right?
Yeah.
He starts cleaning up, and as he cleans up, the other dude like takes all his newly acquired watermelons because now he has like 10 watermelons, his original 5 plus the 5 he just bought, and he sells them for $25 each. And people pay $25 per watermelon because that's the only option.
Yeah.
So again, if Nintendo was really smart, they would have just eliminated the Switch.
Unless other gamers, the public would be like, why did they do that? They should have kept it out.
All this does is tarnish their image.
Yeah. I don't know. I think they're just trying to drive stuff to Nintendo Switch too.
That's fine, but they tarnished. They hurt their reputation on the way.
They've already been doing that. $80 games. Even Microsoft and other game developers are like, we're not doing $80 games. Yeah. They all walk that back.
Yeah, so that's why I still don't. This is why I had a Switch 2 in my cart this week, and I said, no, I'm not giving my money to Nintendo yet.
What? Not yet. Not until Pokemon comes out.
No, I'm gonna punish them
for a couple more months. And then they'll get my money.
Then what? It's a blatant ripoff to the consumer. That's all it is.
Yeah.
There's no reason why a Switch should cost $50 more now, given how old it is. There's just no reason. There's no economic, like their costume, like those units are sitting in shelves at this point. Nobody's manufacturing them. And they're just wasting money at this point. And they're just going to sit there, I hope.
Somebody buys them all out.
I know, right? Somebody buys them all out and reverse engineers them, repackages them.
Well, the DSs are being, have you seen how much the DS is now? If you want to buy like what you have, all your DSs, you know how much people will pay for those? So much money because DS is so moddable. So your secondhand DS, you can resell that for even equal or not more than what they were worth.
Pay off a Switch too.
Yeah, you could. They're pretty awesome mods.
All right. Next up, we got the Xbox Ally X price. So we got a little leak. You and I had a little discussion.
Do you remember what you said it was going to be?
Yeah, I told you that look, let's not mess up.
Clip it, Jeremy. Go find it and put it here.
let's not confuse what I said. I said that for this thing to be successful and not be dead on arrival, it has to cost the price that I predicted.
What were you thinking?
Like $500 or whatever it was, right?
I thought you were saying okay.
Yeah, but the fact that
Jeremy, run the clip, run it back.
Running back.
Running back.
The fact that it's going to be $700 and $1,000,
it's gonna die.
It's gonna be dead on arrival.
I'm not buying that. Not so much money. The hell?
That's what I'm saying. The fact that they didn't follow that plan, my amazing plan to.
I told you it was going to be that much money, though, right? You remember that?
But it blows my mind, Danny, because again, I'm not an executive, I'm not a CEO, but I gotta imagine if I had a little bit of common sense and I'm sitting there at Microsoft's, board of directors, and we're like, hey, what do we price this thing at? We look at the competition. We're back to that watermelon example.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Nintendo Switch is over here at $450,
and we're gonna come in 2x.
We're gonna go double.
Yeah, 2x the price.
It's an Xbox. Everyone likes it.
But who? How?
Some hardcore people are gonna buy it for sure, but I don't know. I don't think the comments.
That's such a small demographic, and it's just again basic economies. I feel like whoever's running these ships have never taken an econ class.
They're like, we'll be fine. Our brand is awesome.
Only Apple's the only company that can get away with murder and still make $1 billion.
Yeah.
And even then, their reputation is being tarnished so much.
Yeah. Yep. Every day, people are saying how much they like Androids more than iPhones, but there's still so many iPhones out there, so it's like, okay.
I feel bad for these guys, but we'll see. Also, it sounds horrible. There you go.
On a second note, Alex,
Does my audio sound better now?
Now you sound like a radio host and ASMRist. I feel like if you started making noises, that'd be like, oh.
Tell me, I have this fancy microphone that was apparently being.
Now we sound equal.
Dumb recording studio, 15 minutes wasted. All right, next up, what you had something?
All right, so okay, this came out of nowhere, Alex. How dead has Halo been? Halo's been pretty dead.
I call it dead since 2007, but that's just my 2 cents.
It's pretty dead. You would not think anything new of Halo to come out. Maybe a new game, and we're all going to hope and pray that it's freaking awesome because we want Halo to come back. Halo is coming back to Fortnite. The new Battle Pass has 2 Halo skins in it. And
really?
I'm like, what the heck? That came out of left field. Normally, Fortnite combines with somebody that's doing something crazy. Superman, Fantastic Four. They have, they whatever's happening in the times, they'll partner with them. The tier 1 skin for the new season of Fortnite chapter 5 or 6 is female Spartans.
We called the experts in for this one.
It's freaking sick, dude. Red versus blue.
All right, you know what? It might be time for me to come back into
season 4. Sorry, season 4. Yeah, I was telling Tony, I'm like, is there a new Halo coming out? Because he's watching Halo Worlds right now where they do the championship. It's like, no, they're not going to announce anything until like the end of the year. And I'm like, well, Fortnite's partnering with Halo for some reason. You know what I mean? So it's like something's got to happen. Something's going to be announced in the next week or two because Halo's here. And Power Rangers. So Alex, it might be a good season for you because a White Ranger is level 100. You can play as and it's Tommy Oliver. That's who it's going to be.
I just would love Fortnite to be Fortnite minus the damn Fortnite part of it.
Dude, you want to run around as a White Ranger? You can now.
I want to run around as a White Ranger, but not worry about somebody knocking me out in 2 seconds.
No, after some time, you will get better at it. You will knock them out.
I don't want to. I just want to walk around and hang out.
There is modes for that. I'm telling you. It just I'll show you it. You just got to download the game.
And this is how I get stuck inside of an IKEA and not know what the heck I'm doing either.
So this comes out on the 7th, which is Thursday this week. It's pretty cool. It's very fast.
So I was going to tell you a funny story. So I was watching a TikTok this weekend about, do you have on your car, do you have like the GPS map thing on your dash?
No. My car is so old. I have a CD player and knobs.
I thought your wife got a newer car.
Oh, I guess her car, yeah, but that's not my car.
Right. Okay. Well, whatever. So I always drive around my cars with the map, and subconsciously.
Do you get lost?
What?
Do you get lost?
I don't get lost, but subconsciously, the reason why you do that apparently is because of all the years of GTA training.
Yeah.
Just driving around with the map.
Any game with a map, I can read maps pretty easily because of my games. I think at Disneyland, Jacob, we're trying to figure out where the water bottle stations are because we went with my son, but they had the water filling stations. And then Jacob was like, oh, I don't know where it is. Well, let me see the map. I'm like, well, yeah, you got to turn right. He's like, well, how do you know? I'm like, dude, come on. You know how to read a map? But it's because of video games. That's all it is.
Yeah. But I just thought it was cool that, subconsciously games really do a number
like
on you.
HUD. Yeah, I wanted it on my freaking dash. I wanted to show up on my windshield.
Yeah.
So next news, Alex.
Battlefield
6. Have you seen this? Have you played any Battlefield?
I have not, but I may or may not own 1 or 2.
Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4 were mine and Tony's bread and butter when they came out at Christmas time. It was awesome.
Yeah, I like 3 of them.
It's it's better than Call of Duty. I would imagine it's a little bit more realistic is a good way to explain it, but at the same time, not really. It's kind of arcadey, but it's so cool.
I thought the one that was the most realistic was that what did we play that one year? Like 2006, 2007? Ghost Recon?
Oh yeah. Ghost Recon's pretty fun. They should bring it back, but they won't.
That was real. That was hyper realistic.
Yeah, Sam.
You're crouching up against like walls.
Gosh, I miss that time. But you should check out the trailer for this bad boy right here. It looks sick, Alex. It's like the
Yeah, it
beta
only
comes out in August. It's out now. Oh, you can preload it. Preload the beta now.
Oh yeah, so you don't spend 20 hours downloading something.
Dude, I'm so excited for it.
Preloading. What are you most excited about this?
I'm excited to play with Tony. Some freaking Battlefield. It's just cool. Like, look at that. Look at the trailer. Turn that thing on, Alex, and you let me know why you're not excited for this. I know you're not a gamer, but a newer gen gamer.
I'm more of a gamer than you will ever be.
I don't know. You haven't played Fortnite.
I just don't have time. I can't figure out Fortnite. I told you.
I keep offering. My hand's been extended. Grab
Why
it.
do I get so many damn ads? I have YouTube Premium.
What are we watching, Alex?
I have YouTube Premium. I don't know why this is happening.
You're not on YouTube. You're on.
I know, but I haven't seen an ad in forever.
I know. I mean, neither.
Not sponsored by Head and Shoulders.
Not yet.
Is this another
ad?
We're going to YouTube. Forget this. Battlefield 6?
Yeah, Battlefield 6 trailer. Check this bad boy out, dude.
Which one do you want me to do this? This is a live update right now.
The reveal trailer is shorter.
That's 13 minutes.
I said the bottom one.
This is the bottom one. I was on the upper
reveal
one.
trailer. There you go.
Jeez,
shorter.
Some guy.
Skip through this. Skip. Go towards the fat battle. Yeah. Look at this, Alex. This is Battlefield right here.
This almost looks like you're training for war. What is this?
It's Battlefield. It's so realistic. Oh.
Holy moly! This is.
Look at this. The freaking helicopter just crashed. There's the physics.
Is this this is not with Unreal Engine, right?
I don't know, but I do know that the physics in this game, Alex, rubble can kill you. If they blow up a building and the rubble hits you, you're dead.
See, this is next gen graphics. I don't know everything we've been seeing up to date.
This is also a campaign. So if you want to look at the multiplayer, is what you had on earlier. That's how it's going to look like when we play the game. So this is like cutscenes and stuff.
Nice.
Everything's destructible. Everything is blow upable. Everything. If they blow up the helicopter and it hits you on the floor, you will die. It does not phase through. It's freaking awesome, dude. This is Battlefield. They haven't had a good Battlefield in years.
And for PC?
And for PC. And Xbox. But they came out with
on my Xbox. I'm not buying games from Xbox anymore.
And they did Battlefield 1, the like spelled out 1, and that's supposed to be World War I. And then they did Battlefield 5, which is World War II. And I mean, it's cool, but it's not this. Like this is Battlefield. Like, this
How much is this one going to be?
It's probably going to be a lot. Well, it'll start off, I don't know, $60 probably, and then up from there, standard edition.
70 for standard.
But no, I mean, Phantom. If I had the money, Phantom right now, dude. Get the skins, get everything extra. It's a good game.
Jessica, if you're watching, Danny needs.
Jessica, just get your wallet out.
How many gigs is this thing gonna take up? That's what I'm interested in. 55 gigabytes.
That's not bad. You see how big Call of Duty is? Like over 300.
I don't get these games, man. I was like looking at these older games on my because I ran out of room on my Xbox. I'm like at 96%.
Yeah.
And I was like, what games do I have on here? And I was looking at like Banjo-Kazooie, 500 megabytes. And then I was looking through my old like PlayStation 1 games because I got this thing where I was going through like Gran Turismo a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
And it's like 3 megabytes.
You're like, oh my gosh, so much space.
Like, damn. Now you're like at 300 gigabytes for a game.
Now we're doing gigabytes, and it's all like, look at that. Look at the smoke particles, and it just looks cool.
Crazy. This is now I might just have to go buy a 5090.
Dude, I thought you can get one of those for free. What's up, man? What's up?
No,
remember your cousin. Remember me?
Yeah, this 5090 are like $3,000.
Yeah, I know. That's why I told you to remember me.
All right, so we got a couple games to look forward to. I wish I had time. I just bought Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 5 and Tony Hawk's Proving Ground.
Yeah.
And I bought the Split Fiction, and I'm like, dang, I need time to play.
Did you hear about that laser challenge in Split Fiction?
I was doing like 12 hours a day all last week.
Yeah.
When's
your next day off? Let's play Fortnite when it comes out on Thursday.
As a CEO and a business executive, you don't have a day off.
Let's do Friday or Saturday.
See the reason. So the thing is, we got to start streaming on this channel so that it can be a business reason. To me,
Come on, Friday or
We gotta
Saturday.
figure out the multiplayer stream. I may have to develop a solution since not one exists. But we'll see.
Code it.
Code it. Well, you know what? We're gonna chat GPT the crap out of that one. We're gonna clot it and code it, and
you should make a company that solves problems from codes, and that's your tag. Code it.
Code it. All right.
Died.
That's a new Battlefield, and let's get into rant mode here. If we weren't already ranting, Activision has to be the worst thing in the world.
Call of Duty. What else do they make?
So let's see. Tony Hawk's, right? Again,
Tony Hawk's specific.
Tony Hawk Pro Skaters.
Be a very niche rant.
No, I mean, last week we talked about what was it? Disney Infinity. Mm-hmm. Well, Skylanders was Activision, I believe.
Oh, there you go. They are very greedy people.
Skylanders. Let's figure out who Skylanders. Yeah, Activision was Skylanders, right? And then we have the Tony Hawk series. We have the Guitar Hero series, right? And Activision does this thing where like they release a yearly game and just completely numb the market, flood the market, and then they just kill the market. Like, how do you do this? Not once, not twice, not thrice, but then you got Call of Duty as well. Like how are you able, and why are you flooding the market every year? Because it kind of makes sense, but it doesn't make sense, and I kind of wanted to like force this right back up with Fortnite, right? Because Fortnite, in essence, does no different than what Activision is doing here with yearly drops. In fact, I would argue Fortnite's worse because you get quarterly drops, right?
Yeah, but it's all one game, and it just wants you to play it. Where Call of Duty, this is what I hate about Call of Duty Activision. It's a new Call of Duty every November. So everything I did in the past Call of Duty does not mean crap because it does not go to the new one. You restart. And I told Tony, I'm like, the thing I hate. So in Fortnite, if I buy a skin since 2018, I have that skin in my locker. I can use it wherever I want. I buy skins. I like to spend money on skins. If I buy a skin on Call of Duty, it's not there for the following games. It's so stupid. It's like, why buy a skin then? They don't understand what that even means.
How much?
I understand.
Now, how much are you spending on Fortnite per year?
$10 a month for their membership. It's the $120.
Okay, versus $70 a year for a new Call of Duty.
Yeah, but it's not usually $70 for Call of Duty because then you're going to want to get the extra stuff that comes out with it.
So
maybe like 90.
It says about 100 then.
Yeah, but still, if I do that every year with Call of Duty, it does not transfer to the next year or the next year, and all your stats and all that go away. Where Fortnite, it just goes with you.
Right. But given the popularity and success of Fortnite, why do you think more game companies haven't followed this trend?
Oh, they're looking for it. Have you not seen how many games have died trying to do the live service trend? That's what Fortnite is called, game live service, because it's the same game and they just keep updating it.
Right.
No other developer can find it except like Apex Legends kind of found it a little bit, but not really. They're not as big as Fortnite. Suicide Squad, that was Warner Bros. Attempt to do it. Well, they'll update the game every quarter or yearly, and they'll add more stuff. But they just, all these games fail. They just fall.
Well, why do you think that is?
Because it's not Fortnite. It's not.
So what recipe does Fortnite have? Because I absolutely do not like Fortnite.
The thing you hate about Fortnite is what made Fortnite really fun.
The Battle Royale thing?
It came out in the right time, Alex.
But it's not the right time anymore. It's 2025.
Well, that's why it's not that anymore. I told you, you don't have to play this. There's other modes. Everything that's in Roblox is in Fortnite. Your son's gardening game is in Fortnite. I can show you the same game that someone else made copying this dude in Fortnite. I 100% promise you there's a gardening game in Fortnite.
But is it the same mechanic, or am I also still running against a wall that's shrinking on me?
It is this. It's like it's a thing. It's like Fortnite has its own creative map. It has its own Forge world. If you remember Halo Reach, where you can build your own shit. You don't need it.
That introduced Forge.
They do. But Battlefield 6 it's gonna do it. So Battlefield 6 has its own Forge world, and its own custom lobbies. Tony was showing me. He said Battlefield 6 is going to have custom games like Halo Reach. And I'm like, oh, shoot. And he showed me the trailer for that. I don't know if you want to pull it up. But Battlefield 6 has custom games and a Forge World. So Battlefield might be the more realistic Fortnite if they pull it off. And if they pull it off, they don't have to make a game anymore.
Just Battlefield.
Yeah, just Battlefield. And then just update it. Like Fortnite. Fortnite has, every time there's a new Unreal Engine, they update the graphics. Like, that's all you got to do. Update the graphics and just add more stuff in the game.
Do you think GTA will do this? Because GTA would probably be the one that I would. It just becomes online. Like GTA 6 is the end of it. It's just GTA.
GTA, if they get rid of the story mode and just call it Grand Theft Auto Online, like the definitive one, like the one that they just update, that'd be so sick. They kind of did it with GTA 5 Online. I understand that the map was like, you've seen the map, you know what I mean? Or yeah, Fortnite updates the maps.
This map is so big and it's so easy for them to just add a bridge to another city.
Exactly. If they just did that. But they didn't. So maybe GTA 6 Online will have that. That's what I'm hoping for. Because if they're looking for the golden goose, it's live service.
Why isn't there like an infinite Pokemon?
They do. It's unofficial though. Poke MMO. Have you played that? All the regions connected. You can start anywhere you want, but the graphics change with whatever mode you start. If you start in X and Y, it's X and Y graphics. If you start in red and blue, it's red and blue graphics, but they're all connected. You beat the league, you go to the next island, whichever we want. But it's called Poke MMO, multiplayer, massive multiplayer online. So there's other players running around that you can add, you can friend, you can chat with. But
can you play with them?
You can play with them. You can fight with them. You can trade with them. You can do everything. You can add them. You can do guilds.
This is not sanctioned by Nintendo.
It's not sanctioned. And it's all free.
Cool. This is too cool for it to be a Nintendo game.
Dude, it's awesome. Tony and I play it, but we get into it every now and then. Because once you play Pokemon, you play Pokemon, you know? So, like, there's only so much you can do the same stuff over and over again. But the cool part is when you beat one region and you go to the next region, it scales. So it's harder because your Pokemon team is bigger. And every time you go on, it gets harder and harder and harder. Even the level 100 matches at the end, it's pretty intense. It's like the game knows you are maxed out on all these Pokemon. All right, let's see how smart you are with your moves now. It's pretty cool. It's an awesome game, but it's definitely time.
So what I'm hearing from this, and so we can start closing this episode up, is there is some hope for the future of gaming.
Everyone's been searching for it since 2018. Only Fortnite, Roblox, Minecraft, and other pseudo ones, but they're not as big.
And I would argue a little bit of GTA Online then,
but they're killing it. So that means it wasn't, because these other ones don't need a new sequel. So the GTA Online, if they're gonna, I think GTA 6 might have it if they do the online correctly, but they're killing it. So that shows that it did not have it. You know what I mean? It does not have the golden egg.
Yeah, they don't have to make it die hard. You got to consider how many of these publishers play games.
Well, I used to work with. I used to personal train the guy that worked at Riot Games. He was a developer, and he was every time I asked him about video games, he know everything, but he doesn't have time to play because he has a code. He's got to do stuff. He never had time to play. It's kind of like you, or he's like, "Oh, did you see that new game coming out?" I'm like, "Yeah, you gonna play?" He's like, "No, but it looks cool, huh? Like my friend's making that one." And I'm like, "Oh, that's sick," but so he's just up to the train. He just plays his own game and he tries to like find a fun factor. I'm like, and I told him, here's the fun factor: copy Fortnite. Stop making your own games up. Just do what they're doing. It's an online sandbox.
All right. So what I'm hearing from this podcast, next pivot is we're gonna start up Coded.
Code
yeah. IT.
Whenever someone has an idea, they come up to you and they say, and then your catchphrase is "Code it." Let's go.
We'll make Code it because I do think we need a dual or multi-user streaming service.
Yeah.
There's got to be a way for us to stream together, because this tool doesn't do it.
OBS can do it, but you got to pay for a premium.
With multiplayer or multiple people?
Multi-stream, yeah.
Money's not an object here, Danny.
It is for me. Jessica, I like to play with Alex. But doesn't Alex have his own money he can help you with? Alex has not offered yet.
Out to my friends, how you stay rich.
And then when's that 5090 coming in?
I don't know. I keep telling my son to let's go to Micro Center to pick one up, but he won't go.
Malia's boyfriend has a 5090. He bought one.
I don't even know what I would do with the 5090 though.
Play Fortnite?
But like, okay, so I'm very electric.
No, play Battlefield. Imagine that game on 5090. That'd be sick.
Well, because it's a downstream, it's an upstream, downstream. It's a whole thing. Right? Because look, one, I'm very electrical conscious, right? My house requires a lot of power to run.
Especially your house, yeah.
I got a pool to run, got solar panels, and cars to charge. So speaking of which, I should go plug in my cars right now. Right? But so I gotta allocate. I only get 40 kilowatt hours per day here.
So your wattage on a 5090 will go up a lot?
Well, the 5090 is pulling 1500 watts.
That's nothing. Come on. Just turn off your toaster.
That's as much as the pool pump running.
Turn off your pool pump.
Have a green pool or play Battlefield.
You know, there's like nice water graphics in Fortnite you can enjoy. Actually, I showed Junior because he has a 3050 or 3060, and I got the 4070 Ti, and I showed him the difference. I'm like, look, Junior, my water is 4K, and it has goldfish in it. And then Junior's like, mine's muddy.
So that's the other part of the problem, though, because like, okay, so you're gonna get a 5090, then you gotta get like an 8K monitor.
Well, yeah, unless you just want to get like a 2K monitor to start and then work your way up.
But what's the point of having a Ferrari's engine but sticking inside of a Corolla?
The fact that you have the engine.
You gotta get the full effect here, Danny.
I'd say we go to Micro Center. You, me, and Jeremy will build rigs and we'll record ourselves building rigs, and then you give me it. Business expense.
blind price challenge.
Dude, that'd be sick. Like Linus Tech Tips will say, right? You can pick whatever you want.
Who can build the best, cheapest, mid-tier, and high-tier computer?
I call the high-tier one. You keep whatever you keep. You keep whatever you build. Yeah, you get the low-tier one. Oh my god, man.
If you have $3,000 to spend, you're gonna spend on a graphics card, and good luck with the GPU, with the CPU, and everything else.
Where's your case? I don't need one.
I did tell my wife, I'm like, what would happen if I started like a wall collection? Because I'm like, I have a 9070 and a 9060. And I'm like, I don't mind buying a
bracket up there. Okay.
Yeah, just like I need to get a 1080, a 2080, 3080, 4080.
Dude, all the 80s, where the 90s at?
Because the 90s didn't come on to the 4090, no? Or was that a 3090? That wasn't a 3090, was there? Maybe.
I could never afford those.
No, I think that
high. There's a reason why you have the 3060. That's the one I gave him.
All right, folks. Well, thank you so much for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed this episode of the Evocative Gamers Podcast. Find us on Fortnite and or the new Battlefield if and when Danny gets it. Hit that subscribe button and let us know if you're going to be buying the Switch at the old Switch at the new price and or the new Switch 2. Let us know what you think about the Ally. One of these days I'm going to get the name right. See, that's how dead on arrival it is. Like nobody can even pronounce it.
Rally. Stick out the R.
Ally. No, because it's an ally, no?
Yeah, it's an ally. It's an Ally X. I'm like, why do you keep saying Rally? It's a special edition.
There's a tool that I use or that I used to use called Rally.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And then Fortnite new season Thursday. Let's say
Thursday. We know where Danny's going to be at. So hit the subscribe button. We'll see you all next week. Hope you enjoyed this episode.
Peace.